So, I'm a very simple person, and I've always been that way. And it made me think of a time where I was like, God, that was just a good day. And tend to reflect and think about those times more because I'm like, I have days like that still, but it gets more complicated. Life interrupts. Bills. Jobs, whatever. But I was thinking about a time where I was like, man, that was just a great day. Well, get comfortable, get your flux capacitors going because I'm going to take you back to the early 90s. So I'm a mama's boy, and I would always love to go with my mom to the grocery store. And whenever we got to the store, I would always take off and I would go to the magazine section while my mom was, shopping for the first half of the time we were there. And I knew it would take her a while because she had a Ziploc bag full of coupons. So I knew it would at least take her about maybe 45 minutes to an hour to catch up to where I was in the store. And there you would find me in the magazine section. And it's funny to think about it now because I would literally walk to the magazine section and just sit on the floor and get comfortable. I know that's probably something I probably shouldn't have done, but it was the 90s, so I don't think anyone really cared. But I would sit on the floor and I would just read all these magazines, everything between Metal Edge magazine, Hit Parader, Metal Maniacs, and I would make my way to Fangoria or Starlog. And I would just love to read all the behind the scenes stuff, for everything from my favorite metal bands. I would learn their history as I was still learning. I would look into horror stuff in Fangoria magazines, and I would love to read the behind the scenes stuff and some of the interviews, not to mention just to look at the pictures. Starlog often would have, upcoming movies coming out. So I got really excited just reading that. And I would literally be sitting on the floor of the supermarket for about, like I said, 45 minutes to an hour. And sure enough, I would see my mom come around the corner and I was like, okay, I'm done. I was like, now it's time to catch up with mom because by the time she got to me, that shopping cart was getting kind of full and it was kind of hard for her to push. So I would definitely like to run in there and be like, yeah, I'm Conan the Barbarian or something. And I remember my mom would always get me a treat. And sometimes it was candy, but very often times we would go to the deli section and they had those big, giant jars full of those big pickles, and I'd be like, that's my treat for today. And so that's what I would get, a big giant pickle. I'd be like, I can't wait to eat that when I got home. And this was back in the 90s, so a shopping cart full of groceries that was hard to push would be anywhere between $70 to maybe $100. And then with all those coupons my mom had, I'm sure she paid like $80. But yeah, it was full to the brim. We'd get home, I'd help my mom carry out all those groceries out of the cart because $70, $80 back then for groceries. The trunk was full, the back seat was full, the car was full of groceries. So I'd help her carry all these bags out. And after I did that, I'd be like, all right, now I'm gonna go look for my treat. Then I'd get my pickle out of the grocery bag, and then the pickle itself was wrapped in that butcher's paper, so that was even kind of made it a little more special. It was like unwrapping a present too. And I'd go to the den and I'd turn on the TV. And at this time in the 90s, if you turned your TV on, you were almost guaranteed that any of these movies would be on. The movie Summer School, Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead, Killer Clowns from Outer Space, The New Adventures of Pippi Longstocking, or one of my personal favorites, My Mom's a Werewolf. And every so often they'd throw you a curveball, and Side Out would be on too. So if any of those movies were on and I had my giant pickle in my hand, it was a good day.